Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kelly Wicker and I'm super excited to have you here today. I'm going to show you how I created this very dimensional flower card, so stay tuned. To create today's card project, we'll be using the Delphinium etched dies from the Through the Arbor Garden collection by Susan Tierney-Cockburn. These dies were graciously sent to me by Spellbinders to play with. As an influencer for Spellbinders, I'm excited to showcase these beautiful dies. Let's open up the little baggie and take a look at the dies included in the set. One of the great features of this set is that Susan has numbered all the dies, indicating how many times you'll need to die cut them to create the blooms. That's what I'm showing you here. Let me see if I can bring one up closer to the camera. Not that one. Let's see. Here we go. There you go. You cut the blooms out 6 times. So as you can see here, I'm carefully placing the dies back into the little baggie. There we go. And now for the next step in our project, you'll also need the Arbor and Ivy 3D Cut and Emboss folder from the Through the Arbor Garden collection. This folder allows you to both emboss and cut out intricate designs. In addition to that, you'll need the sentiments from the Fresh Pick collection to add the perfect message to our card. And finally, we'll be using the A7 layering dies from Waffle Flower to help create the layout for today's card. I just have a few more items I want to share with you that will be instrumental in creating today's card project. You'll need Susan's Garden Ultimate Toolkit to help shape the flowers to perfection, or something similar that you might already have in your craft room. Additionally, you'll want to have Susan's Garden Specialty Cardstock or similar alternative on hand for crafting the blooms. And lastly, we'll incorporate Mirror Gold Cardstock. While I'm using one from Spellbinders, feel free to use whatever you have available in your crafting stash. And last but not least is this one item I wanted to show you that might be helpful. I'm not showcasing it really in my video at all, but I just wanted to bring it to your attention. Thought it might come in handy. It's a nice little glue pod that holds your glue to help with putting down the flowers onto your project. This is called the Silly Glue Pod. It comes with a sealable lid and 3 silly micro glue brushes to help apply the glue to your projects. So I just wanted to show you that. Okay, now we're really diving into the card making process. I've shown you all the tools and supplies we'll be using to create these lifelike blooms. Now let's turn our attention to the desk and get started. First, I'm grabbing Simon Hurley let me show you these 9-inch Pro Shear scissors from Spellbinders. They are fantastic. I highly recommend them. Plus, they are non-stick. Okay, now this is my first time using Simon Hurley's Stark White cardstock. It came highly recommended to me by one of my crafty friends in Kathy's chat, so I'm giving it a try today, as you see me using here. And Spellbinders also released a new spray bottle called the Mighty Mister, so I'm testing it out here. I'm spraying some water onto the cardstock to prevent cracking, although I was told it doesn't crack. I just wanted to be sure. Now on to the fun part. So this is a 3D embossing folder, so I'm following the instructions on the universal plate system from Spellbinders. I was lining everything up to make sure it was right where I wanted it. I run it through my Platinum 6 die cutting machine, and look at this. Voila! Look at that beautiful embossed design. And guess what? The heavy water spray didn't ruin anything. It looks perfect. Now we're taking out the Mirror Gold cardstock and we're going to cut this down because we're making a 5x7 card today. The Delphinium is a really tall flower, so that's why we're opting for a 5x7 card. I considered making a slimline card, but I'm not a huge fan of them. While they are great for some projects, I wanted to stick with a 5x7 card today. So there you go. You see me running it through the die cut machine, following the instructions on the universal plate system. And there we go. It's ready to go. Next, I'm grabbing my Gina K dot runner to adhere this to the gold layer before being careful not to get anything on this nice crisp white background. Then I'll add it to the card base, which is also Simon Hurley's stark white cardstock. This cardstock is 110 pounds, so it's good weight for a card base. There we go, just making sure everything looks nice. Okay, now I'm using Gina K dot runner again. So I run it down the card panel and place it onto the card base. I'm trying to be careful with the fingerprints and keep it clean, but I needed to see where the flowers were going to go. So there we go, making sure it's on there all nice. I'm really, really proud of how these flowers turned out. So I just had to show you. They were pretty tedious and time-consuming to make, but definitely worth it in the end. Now I'm just laying out my stock and my stock extension here because this is a 5x7 card, like I said, and I want to make sure I have enough length for the stock. Looks like we're good to go. I'm adding the extension to the top of the stock using my Barely Arts glue. I took some time in advance to color all the flowers and everything. I did leave a few off to the side to show you how I put together the flowers. But here we go, finishing up the stock. There we go, just lining it up. I wanted it to be a little bit sturdy because, like I said, the Delphinium is a big flower. It stands tall. It comes in a lot of different colors. I looked it up and found out it comes in purple, pink, blues, and whites. I picked pink because pink is my favorite color. One thing I did before putting all these flowers together is I ended up going over to the Spellbinders website, and Susan Tierney-Cockburn, who designed these flowers, she has lots of how-to videos. So I went over there to watch how to put these together. And she has a really nice video over there on how to put the Delphiniums together. So I recommend watching that before making these and before watching mine. And make sure to watch hers and mine. So anyways, onto the flowers. I am just adding some waffle flower foam tape to the back of the stalk. I wanted to pop it up a little bit to give it some more dimension here. And now I'm adding the leaves. And I'm just kind of going through and seeing how it's going to look and where I want to lay things down. So that's what I'm doing here. And now I'm peeling off the backers and getting ready to place it down because I think that's where I want to go ahead and lay it. So there we go. Okay, now you're going to see me get out Susan's Ultimate Toolkit here to help shape these leaves. I'm getting out the leaf tool and we're going to create some vines into the leaves. There we go. And this is just a hard little hardboard that I'm using that came in the toolkit. And there we go. And now I'm shaping the leaves. And then I'm going to get my detail tweezers out here to add some shaping to the leaves to make them look lifelike. There we go. It's really fun to do this. And now I'm just going to get my Barely Arts glue here and add the glue to the back of the leaf and place it down. There we go. And you can always add more leaves if you wanted to, but I just opted for the 2. And here is a picture of what a real Delphinium looks like in the garden. They're really pretty. See how they stand tall? So this is the part that I really wanted to show you, is how to create the blooms for today's card. These were very tedious and time-consuming to make, but definitely worth the effort. I think I made a total of 24 blooms, because that's what was recommended to cut out. So that's what I made. And let me know in the comments below, do you like to make dimensional flowers? Let me know. I am interested. Like I said, I think these took several hours to make, but they're really fun to put together. once I got it all figured out. And but like I said, really worth it. And all these little tools that I have really made it easy to do. So you see me shaping the petals and adding the glue and making sure they're all colored in nicely. So as I demonstrate how to assemble the blooms, I sped this part up and I'm going to add some music for your enjoyment, so you don't have to listen to me talk. Now that we're all done creating all 24 blooms for the Delphinium, it's time to assemble the flower. So Delphiniums typically have a sturdy base at the bottom of the stem. No, earlier I was calling it a stalk. It is a stalk, but it's also a stem. So the stem gradually built up to have multiple branches or spikes, each carrying clusters of flowers. These branches can sometimes occur in pairs of groups of 2, depending on the variety of Delphinium. So I am starting with rows of 3s and then going up to 2s is what I'm doing. And then we're going to put the buds up at the very top there. So I'm just getting out my Bearly Arts glue here and adding it to the base of the flower and laying it down along the stem. This is fun, and I'm just trying to make them a little bit more realistic here with my tweezers, kind of pinching the flowers, pinching the petals. There we go. And see how you can see how it's coming together. It's really pretty. It's a little hard to kind of glue them down, but getting the hang of it as I go along. And then now we're just going to make rows of 2 blooms. So here we're building all the way up to the top. There we go. Almost done with the flower. It was a little, like I said, time consuming doing these, but they're fun. There we go. I said almost done. And now that you can see the flowers on my card, you see we're adding the black Copic marker to the stamen actually helped add a lot of detail to the flowers. Yes, I know I didn't have the pollen that Susan used in her video, but I think the black Copic marker did the trick for the pollen. All you need to do is add a little thin line at the very tip of the stamen to give it that pollen look. So there we go, just adding the buds to the top, and we're in the home stretch. Yay! So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel for more content like this. And a special thank you to all my subscribers, both old and new. Your support means the world to me. Thank you for watching, and keep being awesome. And check that out. It turned out beautiful. And now we're picking out a sentiment here. I thought I was going to use one of these, but they were all in silver or another color. I need to do more gold. I have some that aren't in gold. Like I think it's in rose gold. But I couldn't find one that I wanted to use that fit in the spot. And I think I forgot to hit record when I made the actual sentiment. So there it is on the finished card. Oh yay, we're all done. Thank you so much for watching.